Global shift in naval capabilities is imminent, with China grand naval modernization ambitions threatening U.S. dominance. A development that puts Washington's ability to control global waters at risk. The report found that while China is expected to field 420 ships by 2025 and 460 ships by 2030, the goal of the U.S. Navy current shipbuilding plan is to have a fleet of 355, with no set date for achieving this. The U.S. could lose the ability to achieve and maintain wartime control over maritime areas in the Western Pacific, the first challenge the U.S. Navy has faced since the end of the Cold War. There are already concerns that the U.S. has lost the balance of naval power, particularly in the South China Sea, with China drawing even with or even surpassing the capabilities of the U.S. Navy. The Congressional Research Service has warned that with the rate at which China is modernizing its Navy, coupled with U.S. delays in naval investments, Beijing is on track to overtake the U.S. in terms of naval capabilities. The United States currently has more overall naval capabilities, but China's naval modernization efforts since the 1990s have substantially reduced the U.S. advantage, and if current trends in U.S. and Chinese naval capabilities do not change, China may eventually equal or surpass the United States in overall naval capability. The U.S. Navy still ships more tonnage in terms of larger and heavier armed ships than China. The ships give the U.S. a significant advantage in cruise missile launch capabilities. Report indicates that the U.S. has more than 9,000 vertical launch missile cells on its surface ships compared to China's around 1,000. More critically, the U.S. 50 submarine fleet is fully nuclear-powered, giving it a significant range and endurance advantage over China's fleet of just 7 nuclear-powered submarines in its 62 fleet. In short, the U.S. Navy currently has more aircraft carriers, nuclear-powered submarines, and cruisers and destroyers, while the Chinese Navy currently has more diesel attack submarines, frigates, and corvettes. Although the size and final composition of China Navy are not publicly known as China does not release naval strength level objectives or detailed information, over the past 3 decades the country has invested heavily in naval modernization efforts. It traverses a wide variety of ships, aircraft, ordnance and command and control, communications, computing, intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance. The nation has also invested in improving logistics, doctrine, quality of personnel, education and training and exercises. Beijing military modernization efforts, including efforts to modernize its navy, are assessed as aimed at developing capabilities, among other things, overcoming the situation with Taiwan militarily and achieving a greater degree of control or domination over China near sea areas, especially the South China Sea. The country's newfound sea power could also be used to maintain its sea lines of communication to the Persian Gulf, where China gets the lion's share of its energy supply. Although modernization efforts have substantially increased China's naval capabilities, the country's navy is still constrained by several factors, according to CRS. This includes restrictions on anti-submarine warfare, long-range targeting, supply of warships at sea operating far from home waters, and bases and support facilities overseas.